Welcome everyone to my very first episode of Throwback Memories. I remember when. On this episode, I will be talking about my true life stories, what I've been through the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, and beyond. So let's start off with the 80s when I was first born. So, was born in Michael Reese Hospital. And let me tell you something, oh my God. When my mom told me when I was first born, it's like a breath of fresh air. So I'm the youngest of two bros and one sister. So yeah, I'm the last one of the whole family. And I must say, being born in the 1980s is fun. I had lots of fun back in those days. I watched cartoons on every Saturday morning, like the Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Turbo Teen, Punky Brewster. What else I can think of an 80s cartoon? Voltron, Mask. What else? I mean, just so much cartoons that I watched when I was a kid. Like, it was fantastic. Who remember Saturday morning cartoons? Those were the days, like when you wake up every morning, then like you just get your cereal ready, then like you watch your favorite cartoons. And oh yeah, I forgot Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and like even the first one. Man, those were the days. And even in movies, like I remember, and I bullshit you not, the first R-rated movie I saw was, you guessed it, A Nightmare on Elm Street. That was the first R-rated movie that I saw ever since I was 5 years old, 5 or 6 years old. And to this day, that movie scared the living crap out of me. When Jason kills Johnny Depp, oh, that is the most gruesome death scene ever. And that death scene right there alone scared the shit out of me. And to this day, it still does. Living in the 80s was crazy. Like that one time though, when I saw The Goonies. Yes, so I'm going to tell you some movies that I saw when I was a kid. Goonies, The Adventures in Babysitting, Just One of the Guys, Real Genius, Revenge of the Nerds. Yes, a R-rated movie again I saw when I was a kid. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Coming to America, Golden Child. What else? Up Girls Are Easy, Pee-wee, Big Adventure, School Days. Like all the Friday the 13th movies I saw, and even the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that I saw. But you know what that I miss? So I'm like, how the hell did I miss that? Bionic 6, I missed that from the 80s. And I saw that in the like the late 90s or the mid 90s when they show it on the Sci-Fi Network. And I'm like, how did I miss that? And oh yeah, RoboCop, that I saw too. You know, there's so much stuff that I saw back in the 80s, and I wish I could name you more, but I can't think of the top of my head. But there's so much movies that I saw back then. My parents didn't even mind of me watching R-rated movies. Like, they didn't even mind. But these kids are lucky now in days, because now they got the phones and tablets, and far much worse that we did back in those days. And even the TV shows, oh my God, sitcoms from the 80s, oh my God, you got the Cosby Show, and again, you got Punky Brewster, you got What's Happening Now. You know, even though I saw What's Happening back in the 80s, yes, it's a 70s show, but still I saw it in reruns. Growing Pains. You got Family Matters. Well, 1989. You got Webster, Small Wonder. Oh my God, that was a show back in the day where people shit at that show, but me, I still love that show to this very day, to this very day. So many great sitcoms from that day. I mean, I can't remember all of it, but I will put the link of all the shows that I saw back in the 80s. And I also remember way back when I was a kid, and yes, and this is the sad part, I was a very bad kid back in those days, that I didn't care about school back in the day. And I'm talking about the first grade of school, like back 5 or 6 years old. Like, I was just a bad kid. Like, I didn't listen to the teacher, and I didn't care. Like, I want to stand in this line, and my teacher said, no, you gotta stand in this line. So I'm like, no, and I refuse. So I was standing in this line. So they just like, oh, they give me the boot. So it was really crazy. Like, I was just bad, and then like, there's so much stuff that I've been through. Like that one time back in 1986, I almost got ran over by a car. I kid you not, I almost got ran over. Now what happened was, back in 1986, is when one of my dad's friends, right, like a crazy kid I was back in those days, I got out and I went outside. Like, I just opened the door, like, even though my parents was just telling me that stay your ass in the house, but no, I just went outside. And then one of his friends who was sitting in the car said, hey, you, come here. So being the kid that I was, walking and just coming towards it, walking across the damn street, and then a car was flying in, right? So this is me walking, and then a car was coming in, and then like, stop, right there. I literally almost got ran over. Literally, I almost ran over. Like, oh my God, I could have been dead, like right there. And then my parents saw it, especially my dad seen it, and then he literally grabbed my hand, took me back in the house, and then just give me a freaking butt, like a butt whooping. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, look, I was just a kid at that time, so go figure. Like I didn't know no better, you know. And then on that same year of 1986, still going out in the house, trying to make some friends over my next door neighbor friends, living like across the street, like right there. I forgot to mention that I was born on the south side, West Englewood. So you know how those streets was back in those days, right? I mean, it wasn't that bad like it is now. Now is much worse compared to back then. So basically, we have a house over there, South Silly, and quite frankly, there was lots of houses way over here, like this next door here, houses there, here, everywhere. So I was going outside trying to make some friends, and I kid you not, those kids hated me, and I don't understand why they don't even like me. I don't know, but man, like it was like six against one against me, and they pounded the shit out of me since I was 5 years old. Like they literally kicked my ass, in which I tried to fight back, but those kids was tall. They was like what, 12 years old, and yeah, I got my ass pounded by 6 people. Damn, that's really fucking nuts. So I just don't understand why they didn't even like me, which I didn't do nothing. But as far as I can remember back in the day that I was playing cops and robbers back in the day with one of those kids, and their biggest brother was telling me, go home. Go home. They are going to beat you up. Now, go home. They literally told me to go home. And that was back in 1987. They literally told me to go back home. Oh man, like seriously, they told me to go home, and they're gonna pound me again if I don't go back home in my own neighborhood, yo. Those same guys that live next door, up like a block away, was telling me to go home. Ain't that some shit? Like how, like why they hated me, you know? And then back in 1988 is just when I have this. If y'all can see it here, like right there. Okay. I had this by back when I was like what, 7 years old, and we was doing like a prank towards these kids, where the same kids again that lives a block away, and then we was doing like a prank, and quite frankly we was throwing rocks at these kids, you know, just by a prank, and then they didn't take that shit lightly. So there's one dude who was very angry. He beat up his own brother. So what happened was, I was in these steps over here, which it has no, what's that shit called, a barricade? Like it has no, I can't remember what's that shit called, but yeah, it don't have that. And then this young kid was like, why are you throwing rocks at me? So like I was trying to explain, like, it was just a prank, okay? Like, don't take it too seriously. So then, like, he shoved me. He fucking pushed me, and I fell, and a big, giant nail got fucking, like, it just got fucking caught right here, right there. And that was very, very painful, and that was really crazy. So I got some more stories to come on Throwback Memories. So I definitely got some more stories to come, and just to be sharing my own life stories with y'all people out there. Before I go, make sure you hit that like button, sub for some more videos that's coming your way soon. And I will be posting some more true life stories. But this is story number 1. Story 2 is coming soon. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.